Hey guys, it's Divest. Today I wanted to talk about one of the most universally hated ideas with car ownership. That is having a subscription system where you pay monthly for hardware built into your car and why it's a good thing. Let's get into it. So now automobile manufacturers are flirting with the idea of putting hardware in a vehicle and then locking it behind a paywall after you have already bought the car for an extra fee. And it's gone over worse than the Xbox One reveal. On the surface, it does seem like a way to milk more money out of consumers. I see the term rent-seeking thrown around a lot. But in reality, the way this would work to make money for the manufacturer is by reducing their costs. First off, this system would rationalize vehicle manufacturing. The way it works now, you're already being nickel and dimed for features on your vehicle, but it starts at the factory with different trims. Manufacturers just build vehicles with different combinations of features and then price them based on how much it costs to put that feature in there. That's why there's at minimum 3 versions of pretty much any vehicle on the road. The kicker is, they don't make money off of these features, they just cover the cost of the feature with the price increase. All the money manufacturers make comes from the sale of the vehicle and servicing the vehicle. But each different trim requires its own research and development, along with complicating logistics and manufacturing that is ultimately passed on to the consumer, whereas if the manufacturer can produce a single trim for the vehicle, the cost will be decreased because of economy of scale. And then they can afford to add features onto vehicles that they don't turn a profit on because the person who buys the car won't pay them extra to access it. This isn't a perfect example, but free-to-play games are able to get away with losing money on players who don't pay money into the game, because enough people do pay for the game to make it worthwhile for the publisher. So too, a car company could get away with adding in features that some or most people aren't willing to pay extra for, because enough people will pay for it that it's justifiable, especially if they can simplify their manufacturing and logistics to save money on it. Then for the consumer, the fact you have more options available for your vehicle can also help to save you money. If you buy a subscription for 3 years and trade in your car for a new one, then you'll save money compared to buying a car with a more luxurious trim. Because the dealer can get the guy who buys your car used to pay for access too. You could also pick and choose features you liked, like if you wanted a heated steering wheel but didn't want a streaming service for the passengers, for instance. That could also save you money. Also, in all of the cases I saw with BMW, you could buy access permanently if that's your prerogative. So even if you hate subscriptions, you still in effect have the same option you had before, which was to pay extra for a higher trim level. The fact they have these subscriptions should appeal to pirates too, since it would create the potential to buy a car, then take it to a third party and jailbreak the hardware. You didn't have that option before because of the simple fact that you would have already paid the manufacturer for the hardware. But now you might be able to go onto Google and find a way to jailbreak your car and get the thousands of dollars of hardware for free or for much cheaper than you would have to pay for access from the dealer. Or you modify your vehicle by ripping out the hardware you don't have access to and replacing it with aftermarket parts. This simply expands your options massively. Ultimately, these subscriptions will be beneficial for both manufacturers and consumers of every persuasion, and hopefully this video helped you to better understand the logic behind it too. Make sure you argue with me in the comments if you disagree. Until next time, this has been Divest.